Today I'm going to be taking a look at this LG PK3. And this was very kindly sent over to me by a long-term viewer called Mr. This guy here. And long story short, he bought two of these Bluetooth speakers from eBay, both with the same fault. He fixed one, but he couldn't fix this one. And the fault on both of them was mashed up USB-C ports. And for some reason, he thinks I'm going to be able to fix it. And Mr. StezStix sent this through to my PO box, which is here. Well, it's not here, but I'll put it there. Now, what he's already done to this is he's taken the USB-C port out, the mangled one, and replaced it. But he says it's still not got any power, still doesn't charge up, still doesn't do anything. So we'll test that first and foremost. Not that I don't believe him, obviously. Here's the trusty USB amp meter. And yeah, we're getting no amp draw on there. You can't see that because of the light, can you? Let's put it there. Yep, so 0 amp draw. Let's try it the other way around. Oh, okay. Low amp draw and drop in. Do we get any lights? So we should have a charging indicator here. No light, and the power button is here, which doesn't do anything. It's not drawing a lot at all there, is it? Interesting that it didn't do it the other way around. Oh, and now it is. It's a higher amp draw. Interesting. Still doesn't seem to be doing anything though. Let's take this apart. Well, it's already part apart. And we'll have a look at the board under the microscope. Right, so there's the USB-C port. Obviously can't really see the pins on it. You can sort of see them under there. Let's have a look at the other side. Yeah, it looks like he's done a good job, to be fair. There's no melted plastic or anything. It's a better job than I would have done. It's very close to this. And this. I can't see anything melted. Right, so what have we got? I suppose the first thing we should do is look at the port and just make sure that it is soldered on properly. It's difficult to see, isn't it? I know, I'll use my USB-C breakout board, which is in here. Somewhere. There. And this basically has got some test points on so that you can stick the USB-C port in and just make sure that you've got no shorts and you've got stuff going where it needs to go. Let's pop it in there. Right, multimeter and continuity. So I think B1 is ground, so that should connect to here, and it does. I think B12 is also ground. Yep, let's just make sure nothing else is grounded. Nope. Right, power is, can't remember. So I think it's V-bus, which is B9 and B4. So let's check B9, which is here, and that should go through to presumably this fuse here, which it does, and both sides of it, and then through to the power jack there. Yep. B9 and B4, was it? B4. Yeah. Okay, so that's all good. Right, well that all seems fine. Let's put the power back in. And then we should have, 5 volts on this fuse, shouldn't we? Right, so let's put the multimeter into voltage, and we should have 5 volts on this fuse. 4.84. Oh, and it's just dropped to 2. Hey? Let's try that again. Yeah, 4.78. That definitely read 2 a second ago. Okay, that's confusing. But it's now reading 4.8. Which should be fine. I'm guessing this port's absolutely fine then. In which case it must be something further down inside here. While we've got it though, let's just double check. I think we can slightly see the pins. Where are they? There. Let's just see if I can get a probe of my multimeter might work better. Well, that's moving. And that's moving.
And that's moving. And that's moving. And that's moving. And that's moving. And that's moving. And that's moving. And that's moving. And that's moving. And that's moving.
Okay, that has massively failed the solid test. But I can't actually see any pads there. Maybe this connector, those ones don't actually solder onto the board. Maybe it's just like the front row or something. I mean, inside the port looks fine, doesn't it? Oh, I don't know. I don't want to take the port off if there's nothing wrong with it, but although he did send me some pictures of when he was working on it, so let me check those first and see if there are actually pads there. Good idea, Steve. Thanks, Steve. It does look like these points here have got holes in where you like put the solder through to make the connections. Then we've got presumably the damaged port that he took off, and then this is it filled in now. So maybe you do only have to make the connections there. But I can go back to my trusty USB-C breakout board and check that, can't I? Can I? Yes, I can. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to touch one of these and then run it across the pads on the breakout board, and it should appear somewhere. Right, well that all seems to check out, doesn't it? So I can only assume the port is like a surface mounted one with little pins that go through, and obviously fill in these solder blobs on the back, which is an interesting way of doing it, but it does look like everything's soldered on properly. So I don't think there's anything wrong with this board. I mean, there might be. What do I know? So I think I'm going to have to take this apart and try and get down to the main board. Let's do it. Looks like a T10. Yes, I'm still doing this, and I know you all enjoy it. Even if you don't, I don't mind, I'll still deploy it. This LG is a gift from the lovely mysticism. This rhyme's a gift from me, so feel the rhythm. Now there's one guy who always tries to steal the show. Change his name each week, this week, Fellatio. Weston does the same, some weeks he's with his kids, G. Other weeks he's not, plus, who are the other three? Nate Huega, Jen Rag, and Adam Taylor. Jonathan Wiggs, Ian Flynn, Amelia Raider. A1 Bass, Fresh Ovia, Flux, and Ben Rush. Running up that hill like a song by Kate Bush. Oz Newton, Titter, Jonathan Hart, and Veroti. Dak Willie, Toxic Shadow, Cax, and Wine Jockey. Edward Tin Man, Aaron Marks, and Ellis Garbutt. Like the mighty Jabba. While the song goes all jazzy, let's wrap things up. Mark of this 19, McAdams know what's up. Pappy Wappy close to the end of this flow. Always at the end is the Monkey Joe Tokyo. Peace. Nice. Right, we're free. Let's inspect it under the microscope. Right, let's do a visual inspection, see if we can see anything obvious, which would be nice. Well, nothing's jumping out at me. Check the other side. Nothing on the other side. Alright, let's get measuring some components then, I guess. We have a shorted capacitor here. And there. Right, where do they connect to? It's really hard to see the traces on this board. And these 0 ohm resistors are also shorting on both sides to ground. That one is, and that one is. That resistor is. I mean, I've made this mistake before and it's been normal, but I can't understand why that would be normal. You see, these ones are only shorting on one side, but these ones over here are not. And these ones here, they're all sort of around this, which I'm guessing the Bluetooth module. Right, I've just loosely put it back together, and it's still drawing the same. We've got 0.09 amps. And I just want to get the thermal cam on. I mean, I don't think at that sort of amperage we're going to get any specific heat glows, but I just want to see if that area with the shorts is actually getting warm. It's quite difficult to see. Oh, yeah, we do have a spot there. 36. I mean, it's not massively hot, but that is around there, which is, yeah, capacitors down here, I think, which is not where they were shorting. It's slightly below it. Also looks like we've got a little heat spot there. What's that? That's like 29 degrees. And that corresponds to a diode. I can't see anything else, but obviously you can't really see in the middle. But, okay, it gives me something to work on. Let's have a look at those two areas. Right, so the first heat spot was around here. And it was coming from either these capacitors or this voltage regulator here. Just get the multimeter back out. Yeah, that capacitor's shorting. And that one. And I'm guessing that voltage regulator is. I wonder if it's just that voltage regulator then that's putting a short on. Though it seems to be after it, so nothing here is shorting together. That is. And that is, which is after this. I think I might take that off, see if those shorts go. But before I do that, let's just have a look at that diode. So it was there, D5. Why would that be getting warm? I think it's okay. I've got a 0.54 voltage drop and nothing on the other side. So I think that might just be a coincidence. I'm going to go back and concentrate my efforts around this V11 or U11. U11. Right. Let's whack some hot air on this bad boy and take it off. I've got my temperature set to 400, which is probably too much for this board, and airflow of 80. Okay, let's see if those shorts have gone. Yes. No. No. False sense of security there, Steve. Right, so it's probably coming from somewhere else. Could be those capacitors. Again, it could be normal. I could just be chasing a rabbit hole. Chasing a rabbit hole? Chasing a rabbit down a hole? Something about rabbits and holes. Right, well, I might as well remove this big capacitor, and then if it's still there, then I'll remove the small capacitor. If it's still there, then I'll panic. Maybe it's something to do with this chip. I think it could be, because quite a few of these legs here are shorting to ground in a row. Yeah, there's like 3 there in a row. I mean, they could all be ground, but let's check that capacitor there. Yeah, that one's shorting. Okay, I think it's this chip. I mean, it could be anywhere. It could be something before the chip's putting it on. I might as well remove these capacitors and we'll see. Right, let's see if the shorts are gone. Nope. Nope. Right, I'm going to have a look what this chip is, if I can read it. Right, according to Google, it's the STM8S00SC6. And it's an MCU. Whatever that is. Right, so this is the pinout. And got the dot there, so let's orient it in the right way, like that. So the ones that were shorting were over here. Let me have a closer look. It's only them 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Oh, maybe that is normal. 7 and 8 is VDDID and VSSID. No ID. What they are is IO, not ID, which means that last joke didn't work. Well, one's the ground and one's the power supply. They should be shorted together, should they? VSSIO is the ground. VDDIO is the power supply. So the ground should be ground. The power supply should not be ground. Is that the chip or is that something else? Still none the wiser. Let's pop these chips back on. Chips? Components. You know what I mean. Right, well, it's still hot. Might as well get this chip off. I don't know how, but I've managed not to lose any other components by the looks of it there, even though I took that off like the big amateur I am. Well, let it cool down and then we'll see if those shorts have gone. If they haven't, I'm going to cry. Actual cry. Alright, here goes. See if the shorts have gone. Yeah, okay, so the pads underneath the chip are still shorted, the ground and the power. So where is it coming from? Oh, I don't know, I'm just changing things willy-nilly here, aren't I? A bit more willy than nilly. The problem I've got now, apart from not knowing what I'm doing, the USB-C port was mangled, wasn't it? So it's more than likely it's shorted out and it's fried something. But nothing looks fried. Like, give me a clue. Give me a crack or a discoloration. I'm not really getting anywhere with this. So what I'm going to try and do is inject 1 volt into the power, which was here. I'm going to inject it on this capacitor. Alright, it's drawing amps. Let's see what gets hot. Got something there. What's that? What's that? Really quite hard to pinpoint. I'm going to do it the old-fashioned way with a bit of IPA. It's definitely in this area up here. Anything evaporating? No. Is it maybe that chip there? No. Oh, maybe it's further up. Is it up here? When other people do this, they make it look so easy. Oh, is it C43? It's around there, isn't it? Because that's coming straight off an FB10? That fuse? Yeah, it looks like it's the fuse. Right, where's that fuse gone? Right, fuse, there you are. Are you fusing? Yes. Why are you getting so hot? Right, well, C43 shorted. That also looked like it could be a culprit. How can a fuse... Yeah, there's nothing wrong. The fuse has got continuity through it. That's what a fuse does. Is it a fuse? FB. I think so. Fuse, boy. I'm just going to go randomly taking bits off again. I'm going to take C43 off for fun. Right, let's see if the shorts have gone. Ooh. Ooh, I have from there. Where else was it? Here. No way. They've gone. Has it gone from this chip? It was there and there. Ho 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 ho! No way was it that capacitor. Is it going to work without that capacitor? Because I've got no idea. In fact, let's check the capacitor itself, see if it's got a short on it. Get off. Yes, it has. It's that capacitor. Well, it might not just be that capacitor, but that is definitely faulty. Oh, is it going to work without it? That is the question on everybody's... Well, it's on my lips. It's not on everybody's lips, because that would be weird, wouldn't it? I think I'm going to try it without it. And then if it doesn't work, I'm just going to have to take a guess as to what it is. Because I'm not going to find a board diagram for this, am I? Let's try it without it. I'm going to pop it back together. Oh, I need to put that chip back on. That would have been good, wouldn't it? Still doesn't work. Yeah, but Steve, you didn't put the chip back on. Yeah. Just adding some fluxage. Right, which way around does it go? Where's the dot? Bottom right. Nice. Oh, it's slightly wonky at the top, but I think they're all on. Solid.
Solid. Solid.
Solid.
Solid, 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 solid.
Solid.
Right, let's test it. I'm not going to put everything back together for obvious reasons. Just put enough in to see if it, at least we get a charging light or something. Right, I think that's everything. Right, let's plug this in and let's see if it explodes. Oh, come on. We've got a green light. I would have thought it would come on though. It does come on. It does come on. It comes on. Get in! Satisfying. Right, so let's put all this back together properly and then we'll test it at the end. It's amazing to think that something this expensive could be rendered inoperable by something this tiny. Wow. Maybe it's still inoperable. Let's test it. Let's see if I can connect my phone up. LG PK3. Nice. It sounds really good. Thanks again to Mr. Sism for sending it over to me. All that's left to say is stupid capacitor.
Shout, shout, let it all out. These are the things I can do without. Come on, I'm talking to you. Come on.